sitting at home, I'm sure, I personally, and I'm sure many of you, hear politicians on the news blasting about immigration being bad. There's no benefits to it, anything like that. But immigration is present in all 50 of our United States. So, politicians want us to believe that the immigrants are bad, that they have no positive effects at all. I personally can go through the hallway of Franklin counties here, and we see many of our foreign exchange students. Although not technically immigrants, I'm sure that many of them have faced hardships that typical immigrants do experience. But politicians say they're all bad. The problems with the American politicians' truth is that generally it's twisted to make it sound better to the populace. Therefore, I would like the American people to realize that immigrants are equal to the American populace. Many Americans believe that immigrants take jobs from our hardworking and unemployed U.S. population. The fear of immigrants taking jobs has always been present in American minds. I mean, immigrants take jobs, American jobs anyway. Yet, according to Elizabeth Taylor from Corporate Resource, the challenge facing American businesses is many of the prohibited acts are not intuitively discriminatory. In fact, in OSC's view, discrimination has to include the animus, discrimination does not have to include animus towards a certain group. Many believe immigrants do not pay taxes and instead cost the United States far more than they make. But Tim Kaine from Heritage Resources says that most immigrant families have a positive net fiscal impact on the U.S., adding more than $88,000 than they use in a year. And then we have the undocumented workers. The undocumented immigrant workers do pay Social Security payroll taxes, but because they cannot earn them back, they have caused a $463 billion funding surplus. But I mean, immigrants can't even speak English. Yet, many non-native workers are pursuing language and work readiness skills to advance in their career fields. Workplace English language programs have enabled employees to gain additional language skills. Against strong beliefs, although, immigrants, documented or undocumented, bring a large amount of growth. Undocumented workers contribute more than tax revenues, although. Work in low-skill manual labor jobs, power fuel local economies, contributing to areas with few to no native-born workers. So, according to Diane Roth, immigration benefits America in at least two ways. First, it increases the American workforce, and it encourages more business startups. Second, immigration increases economic efficiency by raising the supply of low and high-skilled immigrant workers. In many cases, immigrants' educational backgrounds complement rather than displace native-born workers. People must be aware that immigrants are hurt when compared to less than you and me. And it's been shown that higher immigration rates actually lower crime rates in America. Between 1990 and 2013, FBI data indicated that violent crime rates dropped 48%, and these include assault, robbery, rape, and murder. Likewise, the property crime rate dropped 41%, including declining theft, larceny, robbery, and burglary. According to the Leadership Conference on Civil and Human Rights, some groups opposing immigration reform, such as the Federation for American Immigration Reform and the Center for Immigration Studies and Numbers USA, have portrayed immigrants as responsible for numerous societal ills. And they often use stereotypes and outright bigotry to show this. Yet overall, it's a common belief that immigrants take American jobs. Yet there is substantial amounts of proof stating otherwise. They benefit the American society in many ways, whether it be increasing the job force or just bringing more money to America. I mean, would you really turn away an immigrant that's coming from a country in which they're struggling? I would like everyone in this room, at one point or another, when they see an immigrant, to treat them just like they're you and me.
I know like countries like Spain have been asking immigrants to come because they figured out it's vital for their economy. Do you think that the U.S. relies on immigrants the same way that they do?
Definitely. I believe from last speeches, I think 32.3 million immigrants are in America, and let's pretend that they were all exiled from America. That would drop our economy, because many of these immigrants benefit the economy, as I said, far more than they hurt it. Rachel?
So do you think that if someone were to come to America, they should have to at least try to be a citizen, or do you think that immigrants should just come and not have to become a citizen?
I believe they should come and have to try to be a citizen, though for some of them it's very difficult because they get here illegally, then they have to struggle with some of our laws to actually adapt. But I believe if they can, they should try to become a U.S. citizen.
Do you think by us wanting to push immigrants out and not want to take any more in, it takes away from the morale of what America stood for in the beginning? Because we were all immigrants at the beginning.
Yep. It does, definitely, because there's a large amount of bigotry in the United States towards immigrants. I'm sad to say Franklin County is one of many. We will see many of even students are hatred towards immigrants. They agree with views of certain politicians, anything like that, which that's not right at all, since we, as you said, we were all immigrants at one point.
When you talk about immigrants, are these people that come to America for a certain time period and then go back to their country, or do they stay in America?
Generally, they stay in America and try to find a job in America. That's what I'm referring to.
And have they done all the legal work to get here legally? Are those the people you're referencing? So
yes,
legal
I
immigrants who are here in the process.
Some undocumented workers, so I reference almost all immigrants, basically, illegal or illegal. Legal or illegal.
Do you think that racism has anything to do with the bigotry against immigrants?
Definitely, because it's no different. The Hispanic race alone, even if they aren't immigrants, if they were born here in the United States, they're experiencing hatred also.
What would you say the stopping point would be, since you can't just let everybody come? So how would you recommend that?
I believe our system we have set up right now with allocating a certain amount of visas to each country each year works nicely, because I believe if I remember correctly, no more than 7% of our 120,000 visas can be allocated to a certain country. So I think that works nicely at keeping the immigrant populace down.
I know we don't have a national language, but do you think they should have to learn English when immigrants come here?
I believe so in certain, well, it depends on the area. Now, I believe closer to Mexico, New Mexico, Arizona, I believe they could probably get away because many of the Americans there likely know Spanish also. But around here in Indiana, not many people know Spanish, and if someone's moving here, they should likely learn English.
How long does it take for someone to become a citizen, to get these steps?
I believe that it takes they have to be here 5 years for them to become a citizen.